That's day 2 for Exchange class, and we have a lot of tasks to do, and hopefully the software is there. So can everyone confirm that you have in your C drive? Do you have a prototype folder there, or is it by other name? Prototype, right? And it has Exchange Server 2013 ISO there, right? Everyone has that, right? Is that a yes sir or no sir? Yes sir. Yeah, okay. So I hope yeah, he did put the correct file this time. Okay, so well, let's just go ahead. We had already created a template machine, just a small quick recap, and then we copied 2 clones of that, or created 2 clones of that, and first clone is named server 1 right now, server 2 is the second one, and we also gave the static IP, and also made sure that it's either activated or it's not showing, at least that it's you know, expired. And now we need to do some further tasks that we well, majority of us did that in the SQL class as well anyway, but of course these machines have to be also following the best practices in a production environment. So let's get going with that. So first of all, rename admin. That task need to be done. Here it is Exchange admin, and FQDN of DNS for DNS has to be correct, because without DNS any Microsoft product will not work properly. They connect to each other with name, so DNS has to be there working, right? So, and then to join the computer to the domain. So we're gonna start going through these tasks one by one. I hope everyone has logged into their machine. So server 1 here, I'm just logging into server 1. So first of all, we did not rename the admin account, so it is still administrator right now. So let's log in from this one, but once we change it from administrator to Exchange admin, then we're gonna only use that account on both or all 3 of our machines later when we install the third one. So let's log in from this one. Okay, so here we needed to do some confirmations about the configurations. So we can just go to the local server here. I'm just gonna put it on magnifier. So on the local server, the name has to be correct, the domain has to be correct. Everyone is able to see the domain in the server manager inside the local server area as exchange domain.local. Everyone is able to see that? Okay. And this is the end of our most important lab. Oh, okay. You already know that. So, okay. So, if this is the case, our configuration is okay. So let's just start configuring further. And for that, first we're going to rename our administrator account to Exchange admin. For that, we need to go to server manager. We are already there, and we need to go to tools. I'm on server 1 right now, and going to tools here, and then to Active Directory users and computers, right? So everyone there? Kinda yes, right? Okay, so Active Directory and computers. And then of course our domain name, which we gave, exchange domain.local. Double click that. So here, if you're inside Active Directory users and computers, go for users area or the container, and to the right side we see administrator user account. So we can just right click and click copy. Let me know if I'm going fast. Okay, so everyone's on the same page, right? Okay, that's great. Let's click copy here on the administrator account, and this is Exchange admin. So I'm just gonna Control A, Control C, and then just paste it here as well. Copy paste here, right? So Exchange admin here in the user logon area as well. So it's just this account, right? Everyone is able to do that. Those who did not do that before, like, you know, very few, I think 2 or 3 who are not in SQL class. If I'm going fast or if you miss something, just let me know. If you want to repeat something, so I'm just gonna quickly do that, redo that if it's a small thing, right? If it's way back, then you have to sit back and enjoy the show. So next, and our class password, small ABC, capital ABC, and keep pressing shift 1 2 3. So small ABC, capital ABC, keep pressing shift 1 2 3. Oops, did I? Okay, so we can just leave all those check boxes there. In a production environment, I would do this: user must change password at next logon, because we know that user that password we are not supposed to. I'm so tempted to put this password never expires, but that's not the case in production environment. So we always have to change our password. Let's just keep that habit here as well. So all boxes unchecked, right? And the class password. Next, and finish. So Exchange admin is created here. We need to, for security best practices, we need to disable the actual administrator account here. Normally in production environment, it is also renamed to some vague name, so hackers would not be able to find out just, you know, easily. But let's just keep it this name, and or we can just go for a very smart, you know, vaguest name ever. We can just rename it to this is not an admin account, right? So hacker would never know that. Okay, just kidding. So let's not rename that. So let's log off from this. So go to the right side here, scroll down to the bottom, and then go for right click on the Windows screen here, Windows icon here, and then go for sign out. Hey, so we are standing on the floor and at once you just take out the floor beneath us. No, we have to log off from administrator. We have to log in from another account. Then we go to that same place, then disable it. Suppose maybe we change the password, but you forgot that password. Then we are logged out forever. Yeah, you were saying? Sorry. Oh, yours. Well, no, we're gonna keep it for our private lab, but just for in production environment, yes, we do change that. Here, we're not changing that. In case we need that, you know, if we are really stuck, but we're disabling it anyway. So okay, here, so signing out, right? Okay, so sign out, and then we go for logging in from the new account, and onwards throughout the course we're going to use Exchange admin in this class, right? So once you sign out, just go to the arrow here and then go for other user, and then here it is. So it's Exchange admin and the class password, enter. So once we are inside, we can just go for disabling that administrator account there in Active Directory users and computers. So in Windows 2012, it's the Active Directory and computers, as we just saw, tools and Active Directory users and computers. Once you log in back, just go there, Active Directory and computers. Once it opens, then we go for that same area, users container, and right click administrator account and disable account, right? So we all followed the steps, right? Anyone was not able to follow that? So disable account. Once we disable the account, you want me to repeat anything, let me know, right? So am I recording that? Well, I just have to double check, triple check always. Okay, so let's get going with the second task here. We have defined some tasks here already. Rename admin to Exchange admin, done. Now there is that task which is very important about DNS showing properly the fully qualified domain name, right? So in 2008 server we did that, so in 2012 we have to do that too. This is for the Windows environment. It's a very crucial thing that we should not ever miss. So let's just configure our FQDN. So let's just check what the DNS is showing right now, and then it should properly show the FQDN once we are done with it. So I'm just gonna go for the second task now, and for that let's go to our server 1 again, and Active Directory using computers related task is done, so let's close it. Okay, so we have to go to DNS console, and that is also in the tools area. So let's go to tools, let's go to DNS here, right, and then open it. So let's expand that. So this is the server 1. Let's expand that to forward lookup zone and reverse lookup zones are available. Forward lookup zone resolves host names to IP addresses. Reverse lookup zone resolves IP address to host names. We know that. So forward lookup zone, double click that or expand that, and exchange domain.local is our zone created, domain zone created here, and it has just one server 1 showing here as a host A record. So we can quickly go and check out with command prompt that what is the current status of our NS lookup command or the FQDN. Is it properly showing FQDN with DNS or not? So for that I'm just gonna go to the right side and scroll down, and then we all see that Windows icon. So right click that icon and then go for command prompt admin, and after that please do not close that command because we're going to be giving several commands here and we will be reusing them, right? So command prompt admin, everyone sees that. Let's click that open, press yes. So we are all inside command prompt. Yes, okay, thank you for the reply. Okay, so let's just go for NS lookup. So that's going to check name server lookup, and it's localhost, but it is supposed to be showing for this specific server, it should be showing the name of the server, which is server 1-3102 in my case. Maybe you put server 1 only, that's also okay, whatever name you put there. So server name dot domain name, right? That's FQDN where the DNS is installed, and that should be properly showing here in the local host, right? So address is also 127.0.0.1, which is not correct. It changes that only because when it is installing the DNS for the first time, then it discovers that itself is a DNS, so it just puts the local host address or the the 127.0.0.1 that points to itself, right? So we need to change both of them. So first of all, let's keep this command prompt open, and we need to change this to correct IP address in the preferred DNS. So where do we go? We go to server manager. So I'm just gonna go to the right side and scroll down again and go to server manager. So do we all see this icon? So server manager, and then we go where? Okay, everyone there, right? So in server manager, where do we go? Go to local server and then go to Ethernet 0 to change the IP address, right? So in server manager, go to local server and then go to Ethernet 0, and here just click that 200.1. All we need to do is to change the preferred DNS to the correct IP address again, right? Ethernet 0 here, double click that, and then properties, right? And then make sure that IPv6 is unchecked and double click v4, right? Okay, double click v4. Now 127.0.0.1 is not the address we gave. It does change that just once only when the DNS is being installed for the first time, and then after we fix it, it's not gonna change again no matter how many restarts we do. So we're gonna just correct the IP address again and run NSLOOKUP again as well, just to check if the IP address is correct or not, right? So everyone has changed this? Yes. Okay, thank you. So 200.1, press OK. And press OK again. Well, as far as IP address is concerned, we're okay, right? So where's that command prompt? So we need to go back to that command prompt and check now if the IP address was corrected. So command prompt is still open, and do not close it because we're going to be needing it again and again now. So once correcting the IP address inside the preferred DNS zone, I'm back to the command prompt. Now there's that prompt showing here. We have to go out of it to run NSLOOKUP again, right? So Control C, when you press that, you're gonna go out of it and you're gonna see the C prompt, right? So Control C, like this. And if you're back in the prompt, just on the keyboard, press the up arrow. So NSLOOKUP will show up, right? And when you press enter, now your IP address at least is okay, but our default server is still saying unknown. So we need to fix that too. First we fix the IP address so it should properly show the FQDN, and then we're going for default server, which is right now unknown, but we're gonna fix that, right? So in order to do that, we have to go to another area to fix this. And first of all, we can just run two commands just to double check that. In DNS, those two commands are also used for all kind of troubleshooting, which are ipconfig flush DNS and register DNS. So we're gonna first go out of this prompt here by again pressing Control C, right? And then we go for ipconfig /flush DNS. So it will remove the current information of DNS, and then we're gonna go for it actually refreshes it, but register DNS makes sure that it is the new information of from DNS that it has received. So flush DNS and press enter, right? So it should just say successfully, right? Then we can go again up arrow, and flush DNS again appears, but we're going to remove the flush DNS and put instead register DNS. In the end, everyone is able to see that? Okay. So ipconfig space /register DNS, and when we press enter, it should give 2 lines to us, and that's okay, because if it's just saying that if there's any error, it's gonna inform us in 15 minutes, but it's okay, it ran the command, it's successful. So flush DNS and register DNS are done. Once they are done, you can just run the NSLOOKUP again just to check if the FQDN is properly showing. So after running flush DNS and register DNS, up arrow on the keyboard and up arrow. It remembers the previous commands, press OK again. If it says unknown, then we just have to install another role called DHCP, put the reverse lookup zone there, and then we're good. So unknown, instead of unknown, it should be saying the server name .exchange domain.local domain name, right? It's not still showing that, so let's just fix that quickly. So let's keep the administrator, you can minimize but don't close it, right? So minimize the command prompt, and yeah, we don't need Ethernet 0, so close that. Now we need to add another role, which is DHCP, and later we're going to use that for Windows 8. And there we have to install Outlook, Microsoft Outlook, either 2013 or 2012. So let's click Tools here, and then go for, oh sorry guys, not here. Go for Dashboard. We need to install a new role, right? So everyone to the dashboard. Okay, add rows and features, and then we're just selecting DHCP, right? So add rows and features, everyone, and next it's a role-based or feature-based installation. Next, let me know if anyone is falling behind. I could just repeat the last 3 or 4 windows. Yeah, sure. Cancel. I'm canceling out from here. I'm in Server Manager right now, and then Dashboard, and then add rows and features. Everyone got that, right? Okay, add rows and features. Okay, and then the wizard starts, right? From here we can install or add all the roles and features. DHCP is a role, so we're just gonna install that, right? So next, role based or feature based, yes. Keep it, select it. Next, make sure it is not server 2 showing, it is server 01 showing, right? And then next, so there's the DHCP role here, DHCP server. So let's just select this role. If the pop-up comes, just press OK, right? So DHCP server, click that and add features. Right, so add features, and then next, nothing here because we already added those features. So the next window is showing if there are any extra features we need to connect or add. We are not doing that. So next, this is the introduction. So next, again, until you reach this screen where it shows restart. So always click restart. If there's a pending restart, it's going to restart, otherwise it's not going to do that. So press yes and click install. Wow, slow. Oh. So is it done? Nope. Oh yeah. Hey, that's not fair. My computer is slow and your computer is fast. Come on. Okay. So if everyone's done, we need to go for complete DHCP configuration from here, or we can select this area as well. It does. It asks for the same. It offers the same option, right? So these are 2 places that does the same thing, right? So let's just click that URL if it is done already. So click it. Now it's going to create 2 security groups. One is DHCP administrators and DHCP users. Authorize DHCP server on target computer. Yes, we need to authorize, otherwise it's not gonna work if you do not authorize from Active Directory. So next, yes, this is the current account that we are logging in from. So this is Exchange admin. It should not be showing here administrator, but Exchange admin, right? So commit. So we have to just click that button, commit. Everyone should be seeing the 2 dones here. It should not be showing a cross here, right? So close and close. Let me know if anyone is falling behind. If it's just few steps, I can repeat that. Okay, so we need to quickly configure that DHCP. We can go to now tools again. So in Server Manager, go to tools again. Now you should see DHCP here as well. So everyone sees the DHCP, right? So DHCP, and let's just configure that. Okay, so IPv4, if we all see and it is green, let's just right click IPv4 and we see new scope here, right? New scope. So right click IPv4 and new scope, right? And next, the wizard starts for the new scope. Next, well, that's for Exchange environment, so Exchange scope. You could just put any name here, but so Exchange scope 1, and let's go next. And it's the same IP range we gave, so 192.168.200.51, because 50 is our gateway, we cannot give that, and up to 100, so 192.168.200.100. Length is 24, subnet mask, okay, so we're good, right? So 51 up to 100. Next, we're good. Okay, so we're not putting any exclusion range here. Next, 8 days of lease duration is okay. Next, yes, want to configure these options as well, advanced options. Next, and our gateway is 192.168.200.50, and we have to click add here as well. Add, and then click next. Okay, there's the parent domain. It detects that. I hope everyone is detecting the correct domain. Nobody's if there's no domain showing here, there must be something wrong. Then you have to reconfigure all the other areas. Okay, so if the IP is also correct, we're good. So 200.1 should be showing. Next, we're not using wins. The DNS is okay, and Microsoft is also discouraging to use wins anymore. So okay, so let's just not touch that and click next and finish, right? Yes, I want to activate this scope now. Next, and finito. Alright, so we've right click and refresh. That's it, refresh. Now one more thing is, inside the DNS we need to configure reverse lookup zone as well. Then we're gonna go and check out our NS lookup again. But DHCP is also, we need it for our client machine, where we're gonna install our Microsoft Outlook for Exchange. So minimize that. Now if everyone is done, let's go to tools again and go to DNS. Right? Every tool there? Everyone? Okay. DNS, okay. So double click that, and now double click reverse lookup zone. Do we see that? Well, until these steps, I think majority of you have sent that already, right? So until these, right? And FQDN was done, right? So reverse lookup zone, right click, new zone. So the wizard starts. Let's just quickly configure that too. Next, primary zone, secondary zone, stub zone, and store the zone in Active Directory. Yes, the default configuration is okay. Next, to all DNS servers running on domain controllers. This is for, if you have multiple DNS servers, then you can just inform others, but we don't have any, so the whole thing doesn't matter here. Just the default option is okay. Next, we're using IPv4 right now, so reverse lookup zone IPv4. Next, here we're going to put our network ID. DNS needs to know that what is the for reverse lookup zone. So 192.168.200, just the network ID, not the client. So once this is done, next, yes, allow only secure dynamic updates. It's going to be securely changing information between two DNS servers if there are multiple DNS servers, right? So let's go next here and finish, right? Refresh and refresh. Okay, so here, once this is done, I hope it's done with everyone. Nobody missed any steps. So let's get down to our command prompt again. If it is open already, and it should be, so there's that prompt again showing. So we can come out of this prompt again, Control C, and then up arrow NS lookup, up arrow for NS lookup again, enter. Does it show you FQDN or does it show you unknown? Unknown, right? So Control C out of it again. Now the two commands again, right? So we can just up arrow them because we already typed them. So it's up arrow or down arrow, sorry. So go for down arrow if up arrow doesn't show those commands, previous commands. So down arrow, it comes with ipconfig flush DNS, enter, and then down arrow again, register DNS, enter. Okay, cool, done. Okay, so and then go for NS lookup again. Now it shows that FQDN for the DNS. So our DNS is showing FQDN properly now, right? Anyone missed that step? Anyone want me to repeat that? Repeat that is yes or no? Yes? Okay, so no. Okay, let's go ahead now and just go for our next steps here, which is FQDN is showing properly. Join the computer to the domain. Yep, let's go for that. So server 2, let's go there. First, after logging in, we need to run NS lookup right away on server 2. So on server 2, class password, login, hey, okay. So let's go ahead and command prompt. Let's open the command prompt. So for that, everyone sees that Windows icon, right click it and go for command prompt, admin or command prompt, right? Everyone sees that? Command prompt on server 2. So NS lookup here. If our preferred DNS entry is correct, it's gonna show the correct FQDN, right? So yes, it is. So if there were 10,000 computers and if you run randomly NS lookup, it's gonna show the same thing. So this means that it should be just properly configured on the DNS server itself, right? So then we can know proper, oh, that's our DNS server. Okay, so let's go and just join this to domain, but before that, make sure the firewalls are off, otherwise you will not be able to join this computer to the domain. Or I hope you don't get that SID error. That will be the next thing. So local server here, it is part of the work group right now. Let's just this shows public off as a firewall here in the local server. So if I click here, yes, so far so good. Sometimes it shows as off, but it is on. One of the profiles are on. So let's just click workgroup here and join it to the domain. So click change, click domain, and our domain is exchangedomain.local. And if it shows the credential screen like this, then we're okay. Then this means the communication with the first server is okay. With the Active Directory, it's okay. So it's exchange admin, and the password here. So it should be like this: exchange admin and the password, right? Press OK. Okay, if you see this, that's good. If you see an error, good luck. Press OK here and restart. Now let's get going with our Exchange server. Before that, there is some best practices that we do on in the production environment. For especially the Exchange server, we do that, right? Oh, it's checking what? Ha, cancel it. Okay. So anyway, I hope it's working fine. Yeah, I just restarted and it gave me an error. Okay, so yes, it is restarted now, server 2. Now if we go back to the drawing board here, we need to know one thing. So for Exchange server, there's a best practice about having 2 separate disks, right? So server 2 already has one hard disk, 100 GB or maybe 200 GB, 100 GB, right? So we need to add 2 more hard disks just for the Exchange server, and that would be the best practice we're going to be following for second Exchange server later as well when we add that. For now, server 2 is our Exchange server, and here we already have one hard disk, which is the C drive. Now we're going to add 2 more. And why would we want to do that? And that is the best practice for SQL server as well, but mostly, you know, Exchange server guys, they have to do that. If you want to have that advanced features working, especially the database migration, database activation and passive database clustering has to work, then you must have you must follow this 2 disk best practice. And what are those? So if we go and create the second and third disk, first of all, the drive letters have to be exactly the same. If there are 2 Exchange servers, later we're going to be installing second Exchange server as well, right? So the drive letters, the second drive will have E drive letter and the third will have F, because we already have C as the first drive, then D is our DVD-ROM, right? So second thing is that why are we still creating these 2 drives? One drive will be hosting databases of Exchange. One drive will be hosting databases. Second drive will be hosting log files, which we also call transaction log files, right? So first drive will be dedicated just for databases. Second drive will be dedicated for log files, and later we're going to, so now when we install Exchange server, we have to keep that in mind, that we have 2 extra drives as well, right? So on the C drive we're going to be installing Exchange server, but so how do we create these 2 drives? Let's go and add them now, right? So once we are installing, so the structure will be in place already. So for that, let's go back to our server 2, which will have Exchange server installed. Okay, let's log into this server 2. So on server 2, we will never log in from this account, right? This is the local login. We have to log in from domain account, which is Exchange admin. So make sure you're always logged in in this course with this account, Exchange admin, and class password. Let's get going. Okay, so server 2, while on server 2 and you logged in from Exchange admin, let's right click on top of server 2 here. Here on this area, let's right click like this and then go for settings, because we need to add 2 more hard disks here. In production environment, it's just like you have bought 2 hard disks from the vendor and you're just installing them now. So settings, server 2, and we are on this screen. Let's go down to add. Are we all on this screen? Yes. Okay, let's go down to add and press yes. So click no, sorry. So don't click no. For me, I'm just running it on my laptop. For you, it's going to be click no, right? So press yes. Then we go for hard disk here, right? So it's already selected here. Let's click next. And then, yeah, it has to be, it can be SCSI, it can be SATA, it doesn't matter. Let's go for SCSI because we can then have multiple disks as well. Next, we're creating a new virtual disk, of course. So next, right? And here the size, we're just gonna give 100 again. We're not gonna allocate all disk space now. This is a thick provisioning and it is automatically on thin provisioning, so whatever we install, it's just going to occupy that much space, right? So, and split virtual disk, yes, we already talked about that. So next and finish. So one disk added. I'm gonna add the second disk now, which is the same procedure. Anyone missed it? Let me know, I can just repeat that. Right? Same size, exactly. Okay, so add again and just go for hard disk. Next, SCSI's same. Next, create new virtual disk, same. Yep. Oh, okay. So are you on this screen? Settings. Then go to add. Okay, so you added one disk. So let's add same thing again. So we're adding a second disk now. So add again. Did I add that? Nope, I won't. So next, nothing here, just next, right? Default options, next, and 100 GB again. For databases and for log files, separate disks. We're gonna understand both. Next, right? So it's the same procedure. Click finish. So anyone falling behind? Okay. Okay. So press OK. Okay, so let's go ahead now and check if the disks are created. Where do we go? We need to make it work, right? So if we check, if we go to the right side and open our file explorer here, or the yellow folder, are those two disks showing here? Why not? Okay, so let's try it. We need to format them, right? So okay, this is easy. In 2012 it's a different procedure. In 2008 it's different procedure. You're going to be facing a lot of virtualization, so this is also good to know. So everyone on server manager, we all see file and storage services here, right? We're going to be formatting both hard disks here. So let's click file and storage services. Once you click file and storage services like this, then we go for disks first, the third option, right? We go for disks because we need to format them so it could be usable. So there are two disks showing offline. Let's only configure first disk first, then we configure the second disk, right? So for the first disk, it is showing offline, so we have to take it online and we have to initialize that. This is a procedure to make the newly added disk usable to store data, right? So right click the disk which is showing offline and click bring online. So when you click bring online, it is just saying that if there's any data it could be lost. Well, it's a new disk, so it's okay. Are you sure you want to bring this online? Yes. Second thing, again right click this same first disk, and then there's another option, initialize. So which type of partition you're giving to this disk. So click initialize here. So performing this operation erases all data. Yeah, we don't have any. And initializes it as a GPT disk. So GPT is GUID partitioning table. and it supports all the bigger hard disks. So if it was MBR partition, it cannot go up more than 2 terabyte. So maximum for MBR partition is 2 terabyte. So GPT starts from there. So if it's 10 terabyte or 20 terabyte, it's going to support all that, right? Any kind of bigger hard disk it supports. So it's okay. Even if it was MBR, for now it's okay. Press yes. So it's a GPT partition here, right? Now we need to actually format it. First we just turned it on, activated it, assigned a partition to it. Now right click again to the first one, and now we're going to create new volume, and that's going to format it and make it usable to store data on top of it, right? So new volume. Next, the disk 1 should be showing here. Next, 99 GB, which is exact, just 8 MB for administration. Next, drive letter E has been taken, which is okay. Next, right? And new volume. So here, drive letter E, when the new volume comes, we're just going for databases. The label, you can change it later as well, the label, or you can do it now as well, because this drive is dedicated to be for the databases. We're gonna put databases there only. So that's why the label is this. Press next and create. Last option, create. Now we're gonna add the second drive. We're gonna bring it online, initialize and format, but we're gonna name it logs, right? Because that drive is dedicated for log files of Exchange. So this is a second drive showing here offline like this. We're going to right click and bring it online, right? And then press yes, and then right click again and initialize, right? So initialize, press yes. It's gonna also take GPT, and then finally new volume. Right click third time for the same drive and click new volume, and then it's the wizard. Next, yes, now it should be showing this 2. Next, excuse me. So 99, yeah, we're good. This should be taking F, drive letter F, right? Next, and its label is logs. Oops. Logs. So log files, it is dedicated for log files, right? Hey, somebody need coffee. Okay, no, somebody. So okay, next, and create. Yeah, the label we gave is LOGS, logs. Okay, close. Now we should be seeing the 2 drives in the file explorer or the yellow folder as well. Let's just go there, and yeah, databases E and logs F. So these are 2 dedicated drives for those. So later we're going to be putting our databases just on E and log files just on F, which is the proper placement in production environment or in companies in the job environment. So let's get going with our Exchange server installation, and we're going to be talking about some concepts on while we're installing the Exchange server. So first of all, everyone knows where the Exchange server ISO is. It's in the C drive prototype folder, is it right? Okay, so we need to give that path when we are trying to mount. Well, let's do that. So let's mount the ISO of Exchange server to the DVD of server 2 here. So server 2 here, right click, go to settings, server 2, right click, go to settings, and now let's go to the DVD area, which is this, and then let's go to browse, right? So the browse, now, well, in your case you should be going to C drive backslash and also the prototype, and just double click the Exchange Server 2013 ISO, right? In my case, I'm running it from the laptop, so I'm just gonna go quickly to my path here, and yikes, should not be showing this whole path. So, well, in my case it is Exchange Server 2013 SP1. I think this is the same thing you have, right? In fact, you have something more advanced. So if everyone sees the Exchange Server 2013, just double click that, and I hope it doesn't give errors. So everyone selected 2013, so double click, it should be, and make sure that the both boxes here on the DVD are checked, otherwise you won't be able to see that or detect that, right? Okay, so, and press OK. Hey, you're hurting my feelings now. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's go and start that installation, right? So you should be, let's just go to the File Explorer, and then you should be seeing this Exchange icon, or at least this EXEH, right? Everyone seeing the icon? Yes? Yes. Okay, cool. So double click, and yes. Okay, before going any further, we need to connect this machine to internet. So for that, we're going to have the second adapter temporarily with VMnet 8, which we already know how to do that. But I'm just gonna upgrade this diagram as well, because there are two extra disks we added. We're adding a second network adapter as well. So, well, one network adapter is there, the second network adapter we have to add for internet, right? So in order to do that, how to do that? Right click server 2, we're adding a second network card that will give us internet connection through for the duration of installation of Exchange Server, right? So right click and go for settings again. Last time we added 2 disks. Now we're adding one more network card, right? So settings again, server 2, still server 2, and then we go for add again. This time we're adding a second network card, and that is just to get internet temporarily for the duration of the installation only. After that we need to remove that too, right? So let's click add again, and network adapter. Everyone selected that? So press next, and then go for custom. So custom configuration and VMnet 8. Everyone is able to see that? Custom configuration and VMnet 8. So select that and click finish. Anyone missed it? Let me know. Right? Select that VMnet 8 and click finish. So now your configuration area machine settings for server 2 should be looking like this. 2 network cards, one is on custom VMnet and second on VMnet 8, and 3 hard disks here like this, right? So if it looks like this, we're good, and now we can just go ahead and start the installation of Exchange Server. So let's press OK here. Okay, so we're back to that page where we started the installation of Exchange Server. Select one of the following. So yes, connect to internet and check for updates is always a good idea. So we have internet connection? So if you see beside the clock here, if there's no that yellow triangle, we're good with internet connection. Okay, so connect. Let's just go next here. Oh, it's here, right? Yeah, this one, this page. So I'll just cancel out. We need to double click the setup, right? So do you see in the D drive exchange, right? So double click that, and yes. Okay, so I hope everyone has the internet card added already, network card already. So let's click next now, because it's already on the default option here. No updates found. Is this appearing for everyone? No updates found, right? Okay. So, okay, if this bar comes, press yes. It's okay. Okay, next. So now, copying files. Setup needs to copy files that are required to install Exchange Server. It's copying to the C drive. Yep. Is everyone on this page? Everyone seeing this page? No? Yes. Oh, there's a yes as well. Do you have internet connection? Okay. Thank you. Is it appearing to everyone? Okay. Okay, so this is, I hope everyone is on the same page, right? So welcome to Microsoft Exchange. Yes, welcome. Plan your Exchange 2013 deployment. Read about it. Yeah, we're gonna read about it a lot. So let's go ahead and try to go and for the next window and try to understand the different roles that we can install and what do those roles actually do. So everyone on this page? Next. Okay, license agreement. Yeah, we have to accept that. Next. Now, use recommended settings. Exchange Server will automatically check online for solutions when encountering errors and provide usage feedback to Microsoft, which is okay because I think we are all going for evaluation version, so we're okay. So use recommended settings is okay. Click next. So no change on this screen as well. Next. Okay, now we come down to Exchange Server related roles. So there's a mailbox role, and then there's a client access role. There's management tools. Yes, we definitely need that, management tools. Then there is edge transport role as well, and automatically install Windows Server roles. This should be selected. Now, what is mailbox role? So anyone already knows that? So mailbox role is, so in Exchange Server we install the mailbox role, which is responsible for hosting databases, and those databases have mailboxes added to it. So if we have mailbox role, and these databases have nothing to do with SQL Server databases, these are specific Exchange Server databases. They are also called databases, right? But unlike any other application, so if you have SharePoint application, or if you have any web server, or if you have or if you have SCCM, if you have any other application, if they have a lot of data, they will be connecting to SQL Server. Exchange Server is the only application server that does not connect to a SQL Server for storing its mailboxes. It has its own databases, which have different extensions, which have different way of working. Well, basic concepts are still the same. They need to store data, but the databases of Exchange server have nothing to do with the databases of SQL server, right? So mailbox role here, what is the responsibility of mailbox role? First is that we can create databases. Inside the databases, so we can create databases, then inside databases we can store user mailboxes. So this means your responsibility becomes very, very crucial. If your boss's mailbox is not accessible, you're in big trouble. If CEOs and directors' mailboxes are not accessible, they also open those mailboxes in their tablets. They also open their mailboxes well, if the BlackBerry is still there. It is still there, but you know, it's going really down, Titanic. But you know, in BlackBerry devices, in your iPhone devices, in Android, if you want to open your mailboxes must be fast, right? They must be smaller in size. They should be able to open normally and quickly, right? So mailbox role, we can create databases inside the mailbox role, and the databases contain user mailboxes. Just like we have Yahoo mailbox or Gmail or Hotmail. So we are creating our own Exchange or messaging environment here. So this is the mailbox role, and its sole responsibility is to store mailboxes inside its databases, and it's we're going to be properly configuring that. Then the second thing is, what is the second role? Client access server, right? So what is client access or CAS? So client access server or CAS role. So CAS is responsible to connect users Outlook client's application to their mailboxes inside the databases, right? So how does it work? If I just create another diagram here, so if you have one Exchange server here, and there are some client machines here like Windows 7 and Windows 8, Win 7, 8, 10, XP, whatever. So, and you have here Outlook client. So I hope everyone already have used MS Outlook 2007, 2003 even. MS Outlook. So when the user logs in and tries to connect to an Exchange server, so you log in and then double click the MS Outlook application. When you're double clicking that, it is confirming first of all your credentials. Are you a legit Active Directory user or not? And then do you have a Exchange mailbox in the Exchange server? So while the Outlook is actually opening, it's confirming your identification. Then it's trying to search for a local Exchange server. Then if it finds that Exchange server, suppose there are two Exchange servers here. So there's one Exchange server here, then one Exchange server here. So it tries to look which Exchange server has this user's mailbox. And every Exchange server has databases, and inside the databases you have mailboxes. So it will search for which Exchange server has the mailbox. So it's gonna go and connect to Exchange server. Then Exchange server has the role called CAS or client access server. The CAS role is responsible to search for your for that user's mailbox in whichever Exchange server there is. Either you can have CAS role installed on both Exchange server, or that role can be installed on any one Exchange server. Whichever Exchange server the CAS role is, or whichever is the nearest to the Outlook client, it's going to connect to that. suppose well, I create that very near. So if well, anyway, so if it connects to this casserole and the mailbox is here for the user, so what will happen that this casserole will redirect this connection to that casserole on this Exchange server, and this will try to search which database has that user's mailbox, and then whichever database has the mailbox, it will connect to that casserole will connect to that mailbox database, and inside the database the mailbox itself will open easily, right? So mailbox server role contains databases and mailboxes of the users. CAS role is client access service server, right? So CAS role's responsibility is that when the Outlook opens, it connects, Outlook connects to the CAS server. CAS server searches for the user's mailbox and connects to it, right? If there are two CAS roles, suppose these are two branches, one is London, one is Toronto, right? So if there are two branches, so if the Outlook client is outside, if the user is connecting from outside over the WAN, so if it connects to London branch but the mailbox is inside the Toronto branch, so the London branch CAS role will forward this connection to the Toronto branch CAS server, and that will just try to find that mailbox and open that mailbox for the user. So when the Outlook, when you double click the Outlook, this whole search in the background about confirming your credentials, the user's credentials, if this is a legit Active Directory users. And second thing is it then goes to the client access server, and then it searches that CAS role, searches for the mailbox of that user, right? So that's so CAS role is very, very important. Client access server. We're going to be installing mailbox role and CAS role on one server right now, because as soon as we finish the Exchange server installation, and when we finish the Exchange server installation, our internal email should be working fine right away. So we should be able to email each other, right? So let's go ahead and try to okay, there's one more role here. Anyone knows which role is that? Edge transport role. So edge transport role's sole responsibility is as a security guard, right? So the emails come in and out from a perimeter device. So there has to be an that edge transport. Either you have, normally the companies use firewalls, right? So firewalls are checking for, then there are anti-spam devices as well. So if you put an edge transport server on the perimeter network, so all the emails from outside has to first reach the edge transport server, then they can go inside to the mailbox. All the emails that are going outside from the internal network has to go through the edge transport server to the outside. Now, why is edge transport server so important? What are the tasks of edge transport server? So edge transport server here. So edge transport server is responsible for anti-spam. So it protects emails, any emails that has a suspicion of a spam, or it is coming from a spammer domain. It's going to block that, right? Second thing, anti-malware. So all the backdoor software, or all the malware that could be hidden inside the attachments of the emails, excuse me, it's going to detect those as well. Then third thing is transport policies. And especially if you get an email that you're going to be a partner in a $1.5 million I have in my country and I want you to store that, in your safe or pocket. So if you get that email, of course, Edge Transport Server is going to delete that as soon as it enters or touches the Edge Transport Server itself. So there are some transport policies here, and there are, how do the emails, which Exchange server the emails should be touching, where, and all other types of transport policies, like if their emails are 50 GB in size or 40 GB in size, or whatever other settings of the there are at least more than 100 transport policies. There are many more than 50 transport policies here. So we will be talking about those, but the main three areas of Edge Transport Server is anti-spam, anti-malware, and transport policies, which their combination you can implement. So when the email enters or leaves the network, it should be going through, it should be compliant with these policies, right? So if some of the organizations use Edge Transport Server, some do not use. So they have separate anti-spam devices or appliances bought from different vendors. But Edge Transport Server has its role, and in small to medium-sized companies, they do use that if you can't afford a bigger, more expensive device for anti-spam and anti-malware. Although the antivirus also does the anti-malware stuff, but this is for emails, right? So there are many versions of Exchange as well, but I'm just on that page right now. We're going to come back to the slide here. So what versions, what roles do we need to install in order for the basic working of Exchange server? Anyone has any idea? Which roles should be selected here for the basic working? Or if we select any one of those, or we keep it unselect, which roles can we keep unselected and internal Exchange will still work? Like emails internally will still work. So if we select Mailbox role, is it compulsory to select Mailbox role? Because it stores mailboxes of the users. Without that role, of course, we don't have an Exchange server. Is it compulsory to have client access server role? So there's a no and there's a yes. The client access server role does what? So without client access, as you said, so without client access server role, the Outlook or OVA, which is Office, Outlook Web Access, will not be able to connect to their mailboxes, right? So yes, we need that, right? Do we really need Edge Transport Server? Suppose we don't have Edge Transport Server, can Exchange work? Yes, Exchange can work, right? But if we put this Mailbox, you can see that already Edge Transport Server is grayed out. Any reason why? Anyone knows that? If you uncheck Mailbox, Edge Transport Server is enabled. So the reason is that Edge Transport Server is supposed to be installed separate on a separate server. Edge Transport servers, when you install, they're not even, that server is not even part of the domain. That server should be on the workgroup environment. So there are special configurations for Edge Transport Server. So we don't install Mailbox or client access role when Edge Transport Server is installed, or it has to be a separate server, right? Okay, this is we can uncheck this option or check it, but it's always wise to check it, because it's going, if any files are missing, it's going to try to arrange them. Any roles and features it will install. If any of the corruption happens, it will try to recover the installation from that corruption, right? So this is always good idea to keep it selected. So we are selecting 3 options here, and let's go next. Now this is the path right now for the basic Exchange installation. Now the 2 drives are just for database and log files, which we haven't come yet to configure, because right now the basic Exchange server is being installed. Later, when the Exchange is already installed, then we can redirect the path of the new databases to the new drives, right? So right now Exchange server will be installed, version 15 will be installed on this path, which is okay. Next, okay, this is specify the name of this Exchange organization. First organization is also okay, or you could just change the name to anything, but across the forest there is one organization of Exchange only. You cannot have two Exchange organizations within one forest, right? You might need to then have another forest or set up to have two Exchange organizations. But multiple Exchange servers can be there, but organization can only be one. So we can just go for George Brown Exchange servers. Oh, that's not exact George Brown. Okay, anyway, we know that. Okay, so yes, George Brown Exchange servers, and then what is that apply Active Directory split permissions security model to the Exchange organization, right? So this is just in large organizations it happens that one person is not responsible for Active Directory and Exchange as well. So there are experts hired just for Exchange server, there are experts hired just for Active Directory. So in small to medium-sized companies, yes, there may be one-man show, but in large companies it's different experts. Experts are there for different specific areas and applications. Now this option is good if you want to split the permissions. This means that Exchange admin must not have rights and permissions to make any changes in the Active Directory, because Exchange admin is an expert of Exchange, not Active Directory, forests and trees and all the other in-depth configurations. And Active Directory admin should not be able to configure Exchange environment, because Active Directory admin may not have expertise of Exchange environment and maybe just testing things and screwing up. So if you want the permissions to be separate, then you can check that option. We're not going to check it because we want to have permissions for Active Directory as well as Exchange, right? So this will be that one person will be handling both Active Directory and Exchange environments. And if you check this option, this will be separate permissions. So one person cannot access Active Directory and Active Directory expert cannot access or make changes in the Exchange environment. Okay, so we keep this unchecked, right? Let's go ahead. Next, malware protection. So malware scanning helps protect your messaging environment by detecting messages that may contain viruses or spyware. So mainly it's spyware. For viruses, it's always antivirus, it's not malware. Malware is not going to protect you from viruses, right? You have to have antivirus for that. But here malware scanning is enabled by default. However, you can disable it if you're using another product. We're not using another product right now, so we're not disabling it. We want to keep it enabled, right? So we are gonna keep it to no. Okay, so next, yikes, brace yourself for warnings at least, I guess. Readiness check. So is there any? I hope there is no error. Configuring prerequisites 0%. When it starts installing the long installation, that's automatically a break time, right? but I think right now is not the break time. I think it's oh, it's okay. So maybe you got an error before that. Okay, cool. So configuring, this is just prerequisites, and I hope, well, there might be some warnings and we need to solve them right away. So wow, it never takes that long. You got it?
Yeah.
Ouch.
I'm on analysis. Yep, there's an error. Pending reboot, something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get the same actually. It's like red, like warning, right? Yellow.
Like black and
Yeah. Okay. It's not red at least. Okay.
not serious.
Not serious. That serious. Hey, mine is slow. That's not fair.
I adjusted my
Oh, you RAM?
memory and
Hey, yeah, we didn't do that. Very sharp. So everyone, it's good idea to increase the memory of this machine and processor as well. We just learned it from the last class, right? So, well, it's still about to, whatever it's doing, it's going to automatically increase the memory if okay, so analysis is there, and let's see what we are missing here. But before the actual installation, or even during the installation, we can just increase the memory to these are also 16 GB machines, so we can go up to 12 GB memory, and we can go for 2 processors, right? Seriously, it's, hey, you started early, that's why, right?
no.
Oh, with me? Okay, guys, so I think these are some of the errors coming to everyone. So this computer requires Windows Media Audio Voice Codec. Install desktop. Okay, yeah, one is this feature. We're going to install that. Desktop Experience Component via Server Manager. We're going to do that. Second is IS7 Dynamic Content Compression. Okay, so we can go down, and it is like never-ending list. Oh, it is ending. Okay, so for that. So first of all, this is the desktop experience component, and then there is that IIS7. So Internet Information Server related configuration is there as well, and nearly all of them is Internet Explorer related. So the tracing component is required. Install the component via Server Manager. Yep, these are all IIS, right? So guys, let's just go for first the desktop experience. Install the desktop experience, and this is kind of a feature, kind of. So on Server Manager, okay, instead of this could be a long process, let me give you a script for that, right? This is going to be like this. So it's going to fill up, otherwise we have to go inside Internet Information Services and then search for this option and then select it. I'm just going to give you a script that's going to handle the whole thing, this one. So and my script is on that ID Prof Courses forum. So scale up versus scale out, this video. Okay, so here IT Prof Courses. So I'm just gonna give the path here or link URL, and you can just also collect that script from there. Exchange server. So I'm just putting that path up a little. This is the idprocourse.boards.net and Exchange server. So I'm just going to Exchange server, and there's that PowerShell scripts and commandlets, trial, certificate deployment, step-by-step installation links, installation prerequisites here. So on installation prerequisites, I'm just gonna click that. There's that beloved script that everyone would always want. Okay, so I'm just gonna give you the link. If you can reach here, that's also good. Otherwise, I'm just sending you on. I hope everyone is added to the Google group. So I'm just sending it to the email. Or you wanna just go like this? No? Okay. Oh, you're there. So let me just give you an email. So if I'm emailing and viewing now, so I'm just going to that URL which I just sent you in your email address. So you should be seeing this one, and in the PowerShell we need to run this script, and it's going to go for all this installations, all this configuration for the all these at least 100 options. If we had to go there, it would have just taken 1 hour, 2 hours directly. If everyone is there, I hope everyone is there, right? Did you get the link URL? No? Oh, you didn't? Hey, it's in Google group, right? You're not in Google group? Okay. I can show you this URL if it's a long one. Are you able to see all this? idprofcourses.boards.net. Well, if you start typing that, it's gonna be thread 374. If you go to thread 374, or those who didn't get it, can anyone else forward them, or you could just, if you also did?
No, I sent the
to her email. Oh, check your spam, junk mail or spam connection. Okay, so let's get started with this. We need to copy the whole script here. So right click and copy. Right click and copy. And then let's paste it in on the notepad inside our server 2. So I'm just gonna go to server 2 now, and I'm gonna open the notepad here. So inside server 2, go to here, run, and type notepad, right? So notepad, inside server 2, go run and type notepad, and there you go. I cannot paste it. Cool. What? Okay. Hey, we have internet connection inside server 2 as well, right? So why don't we just directly put there? So I'm just gonna open Internet Explorer here from inside server 2, and I'm just gonna go to that link directly. So it's itprofcourses.boards.net. Enter. itprofcourses.boards.net. Then the Exchange one, which is a little down here. This one. Oh, 3 viewing. Okay, only 3 were able to go there. Okay, so Exchange server stuff. So you can follow this one, right? Okay, cool. So idprofcourses.boards.net. If you are on this, then Exchange server is the only one thread here, and just click there inside the Exchange server. then we can go, okay, that there are many topics here, but I'm just going to tell you which one. The prerequisites one, right? Exchange 2013 installation prerequisites. That's the only one here. So Exchange 2013 installation prerequisites. Click that, and now we can just copy paste this script directly into our PowerShell. So if you have opened this, we can just we need to make a little adjustment here as well. In the end, we can just type minus restart as well, right? So, or dash restart. So like select the whole thing here, and we are inside server 2, right? So I have opened the notepad already. Open the notepad already. When you open the notepad, first of all, make sure that this read more link that automatically gets copied whenever you copy anything from there. This already automatically gets copied. So remove this. That read more link. Remove this link. Otherwise, when we directly paste it in PowerShell, it's going to not work. Right? So now this is a script. Well, let's just Control A, Control C, select the whole script. Make sure when you copy to Notepad, don't directly copy paste it to PowerShell. Put it on Notepad first, right? Okay, I've just removed the bottom line here, which was a link to the forum. We don't need that to run the script. Now, if it is selected, let's go to the PowerShell here. So this is PowerShell. If you right click this icon here, there is that Windows PowerShell, but we need administrative privileges, right? So again, if you right click here, so we can see that run as administrator, right? Excuse me. So everyone is able to see that? Run as administrator. PowerShell, run as administrator, right? So when you're inside, press yes and paste the script. When you right click, it just gets pasted like this, and it starts installing as well, or making configurations as well. So everyone is able to run it? All right. Anyone not able to run it? When you right click, it just pastes. Oh, hey, what happened here? Add or remove features on the specified server field, selection of one or more roles fields. The command has the store has been corrupted. Oh, anyone got this error? Hey, I'm the lucky one. Okay. Oh, here? There? Yeah.
Mine is need to restart.
Yeah, go ahead, restart. No one got this error? Hey, come on. One of you should get this error. Come on. Oh, no, just kidding. Ah, God, man. Okay. Yeah, okay, what happened here? Okay, if it asks for a restart, please restart, guys.
We need to log
Then you have to cancel out. Yeah. If it's asking for a restart, you have to restart, but this means, of course, you have to cancel out from that wizard, the whole wizard, right? Exchange wizard. If it is asking for restart, you must restart, otherwise it's not gonna let you go anyway. If it won't let go ahead if there's a pending restart, right? So here, I think I have to just put that. Oh, nobody put that. Hey, what did I do that? What got corrupted here? Everyone gets errors. Come on. Okay, so there's that set dash execution. We all know that, right? Execution policy unrestricted or remote sign unrestricted. Well, it's trying again. Okay, not. So I'm just gonna copy directly from there. Everyone copy directly from there? All right. Okay, let's try again. Let's do that again. Normally it works like a charm, but no charm anymore. Okay, am I missing something here? Oh, in the end. Oh, there's a comma in the end. Oh, we're okay. So, yeah, it should work now. Okay, wait up, guys. Fingers crossed. Hey, nobody got it. This is not fair, you know. Nobody got an error and I got it. Oh, thank you. It's a relief now. Woohoo! Oh, you did? Really? Or you got an error because of? Oh, serious. Okay, guys. So this is the situation here. Well, I'm just gonna restart that. I'm gonna pause the machine here. Oh, serious. Oh, okay. Finally recovered the. Yeah, I had to create a new machine and do the whole thing. So I'm just gonna quickly connect to this. Connected, browse. Oops. That's okay. So just quickly starting this installation. New machine. Oh.
Initially, when I was doing like changing the name, instead of putting a server 01 slash 3114, I put slash template.
Oh.
Like it's longer, so it's complaining about like the name.
Okay,
so
good.
How do I do that? Because if I try to change it, it's like it's gonna have. I have to change it either way, like on both servers, right? Server 1 and server 2.
Server 2 especially.
Server 1, I don't need to change it.
No, you don't have to.
So
Wow, so it's that long name that it gave you error because of the name?
It's longer. It's complaining about NetBIOS name does not match.
Oh, okay,
okay. Something. So I don't need to change it from server 1. If
so make it a smaller name.
In server 2.
Yeah, server 2 only.
Okay.
So detecting the local.
Server 1 is also different. Server 1, it's server 1 slash template.
But it's installing on this one, right? So
but now this is server 2.
Yeah, so server 2 only.
Okay,
Just
so
put
I
that.
make it short.
Yep, yep. Okay, so I'll just put it on installation and then we can talk about some topics here. Finally, I had to create a new machine. So this dude has to go. Oh, come on. So if we are all done, then we have to open the OWA and log in from our user, but I need to show you that. So just wait 10 minutes. Josh Brown. Oh, come on. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna try to start then. Yeah, Internet Explorer, it's gonna try to start the ECP, which is the Exchange Control Panel. Yep. If I reach in time here, I mean, if it's okay, so a pending reboot. Other than that, oh, serious? Okay. Hey, the whole thing worked. Oh, it need a restart. So restart dash computer. Resuming. These Exchange Server versions, Exchange Server 4, 5, and 5.5, and then from 2000 to 2016 is about to. It's still it's in the market 2016, but still there's large organizations are still waiting for the service pack to be released for that Exchange Server. But still, Exchange 2013 is in place. Most of the in majority of the companies you will see Exchange 2010, 2000 could be there, and 2010 is there. But people are just the companies are still waiting for 2016 to have at least 1 year passed after its release. Then they would be going for 2016. It's always a good idea not to go for a product, Microsoft product, right after its release, because Microsoft is then testing on global level that if there's an error or not. So the first when the release is there, right after that, don't purchase that. So anyway, 2016 is here, and it's a slow migration to 2016. But right now, 2013 and 2010 are the solid Exchange servers that you will find in different companies here. So in Exchange 2010, we briefly talked about the roles of Exchange 2013, which were just 3 roles. In Exchange 2010 and 2007, there were actually 5 roles, right? So there is Exchange Server Mailbox role, which is the same in Exchange 2013. Then there is Exchange Server Client Access role, which is the same in Exchange 2013. But Exchange Server Hub Transport role and Unified Messaging, these 2 roles have been removed in Exchange 2013, and they were there, they are there wherever there is Exchange 2010 environment and Exchange 2007 environment. And you will find that Exchange 2010 is, you know, a majority of the companies will have Exchange 2010 environment. It is pretty solid and it's working fine, having very less errors. That's pretty reliable. But 2007 companies migrated quick to 2010. So there are these two roles: Exchange Server Hub Transport Server role and also the Unified Messaging role have been removed in 2013. So Hub Transport Server role has been divided between the Client Access Server role and the Mailbox Server role, the Hub Transport. And what is the purpose of Hub Transport Server? Its sole purpose is to send and receive emails. It is responsible for receiving emails in a secure way, and then if there's an outbound email that is somebody sending from the company to the internet, so it will go through the Hub Transport Server role. If there's a Edge Transport Server role also involved, then Hub Transport Server then forwards the emails to Edge Transport Server role here, right? So Exchange 2010 and 2007 had these two roles, which are not no longer available in 2013 Exchange Server. Unified Messaging also, if for audio video related services like conferencing, you need to connect directly or from the email to your Skype for Business or Link. Before it was it used to be called Unified Messaging Server itself. Now it is Link Server, LYNC. And even its latest form is Skype for Business. The Unified Messaging has been removed, and it has been made a totally new product called, first it was called Link, and now it is Skype for Business. But you will find in organizations the Unified Messaging features, mostly the Link has been deployed already, LYNC, and hopefully by the end of this course we might try this lab as well. Although it's not part of the course, but it's good for the production environment if we able to test that. But Unified Messaging role was there and Hub Transport Server role was there. So in an interview or in a production environment, if you see Exchange 2010 and 2013 or 2007 and 2013, so you will see that 2007 has 5 roles and 2013 has still 3 roles. And if you don't deploy Edge Transport Server, then Exchange 2013 has just 2 roles, right? For Unified Messaging, you have to go for Skype for Business or Link Server. So Exchange 2007 and 2010 rules, Edge Transport, I just talked about it already, that it's Edge Transport, Hub Transport Server role, Mailbox Server role, and Client Access Server role. Unified Messaging, 5 roles were there. Hub Transport and Client Access Server role are still surviving in Exchange 2013 and Edge Transport as well. So let's go a little ahead. Yes, so that's how it looks like right now. So what we want to install is this Exchange Server and the next other Exchange Server as well. But we're going to separately try to install the Edge Transport as well later. Just to know that how to install the Edge Transport Server role, which is the security guard of our Exchange environment. Let me just check my environment again and get going with. So at least, you know, right after the installation, I could just show you a lot of stuff that need to be discovered. Oh, this error really took. So this is one API or Unified Communications Managed API. One application has to be installed. Everyone pass through this, and I'm just gonna click that link here. Oh, okay. I hope it's not a big file. Oh, there's a second one? Oh, okay. You know what? I could just, I think I have that file here. Okay, got it. So internet is taking forever. So it's a unified communication file. Okay, well, now my installation will start actually. So giving 16 GB and 4 processors. I hope it works faster. Okay, finally. So okay guys, so these were the warnings that you were getting, and it's setup/prepare 80. So this is for the domain, right? If it is preparing, if there are older Exchange servers, then it prepares the domain for the new Exchange server. We do not have a Exchange 2007 or the older Exchange servers, that's why it doesn't have to do that, right? So we can, that's why I was saying that just ignore it and go ahead, because we don't have older Exchange servers, right? Install, and it's just 1 of 15, yay. Okay, so while installation is going on, and I hope it's going to finish quicker, I have put 4 processors and 16 GB RAM. Let's see if that works. While this is going on, now we can talk about some more areas here. If everyone's installation is done, there is that ECP that we need to create. Instead, in fact, we need to create 390 PowerShell accounts as well. So we could create 390 mailboxes as well. So for that, I'm just gonna give you a script that you could download and create 390 users in Active Directory. So we could create the PowerShell, then through PowerShell we can create the mailboxes for those 390 users. So the 300 users will be created from PowerShell as well, but then the mailboxes will be created as well. The more mailboxes we have, the better we can test our Exchange environment. So for that, I'm just sending you a script that creates those 390 users. So there's that create users file that I'm showing here, and the 2 files here is, one is the create lab users.ps1 PowerShell script, and the second one is the lab users, which has the 390 names on this. So this script will read all the names from here, and then it's going to create those users in Active Directory. Once we have all these Active Directory users there, then we can convert or we can create with one PowerShell command mailboxes for those users, right? So we need these 2 files only. So I'm just gonna send you the link for these 2 files. In fact, I'm just gonna delete this. So please check your email. I hope majority of us are receiving emails. So you need to copy this in the C drive or in the downloads folder, or create a new folder in C drive and then copy these well, not copy link. So I'll just send it, resuming now. Okay, so on server 1 we're gonna create a new folder called scripts, and the file I sent you can copy those two files. Actually, one is the ps1 file and the second is the .csv file. You're gonna copy both on that in that folder scripts that we will create in the C drive of server 1. So I'm just going to server 1 now, here, server 1, and then to the file explorer like this, right? Server 1, file explorer, C drive, right click, new folder, and scripts, right? So we create a folder called scripts here. Now we need to just copy those files here. If we have VMware tools installed, which it shows it is, so we can just copy those files from our desktop, or if you have internet connection here inside, you can just download from there as well, right? But you have to open your email then. So I'm just gonna copy from my computer here those files, so I could show you how to run that script and get those. So these are the two files, create lab users and labusers.csv. I hope everyone got those files. So on server 1, inside scripts folder, I am pasting those now. So it should look like this now after you have pasted it. So everyone was able to do that? Let me know. So it should be create labusers.ps1. It's a PowerShell script, and labusers.csv has the 390 names that we need to convert. This one, labusers.csv, that has 390 names. So if everyone is able to copy that, let me know if you're done, when you're done, or shall I go ahead? Okay. Resuming. So once the script is there and CSV file is there inside the scripts folder in C drive, we can go back to our favorite scripting language or the editor, PowerShell, and make sure that again we are opening it, run as administrator. Press yes, and I hope it doesn't throws errors on me. Server 1, guys, everyone, server 1. So it has to be server 1 because it's gonna have to be connected to Active Directory. So it has to be a domain controller on top on which we're doing this script. So cd /, and we have placed our files inside the scripts folder. dir, do we have a script folder? Okay, we do. So cd space scripts scr and press tab to autocomplete, enter. So let's go inside the scripts folder, cd. If you just put scr and press tab, it's gonna autocomplete the full name. So once inside the scripts folder and you type dir again, you should be able to see all the contents, create labusers.ps1 and labusers.csv. So everyone is able to see that? Okay, so let's just launch this script. So let's try to type the first 3 letters of the name create lab users, so CRE, and press tab. So it auto completes the full name. There's only one file that starts with CRE. So once so this is how you launch a PowerShell script. I think majority of us know this already, or all of us. So let's just launch this, but when we launch it, it's going to ask for the CSV file. So we have to take this to that CSV file folder, which is C back in the C drive and the scripts folder, right? So enter. Now it is asking where is that CSV file, right? So it's inside the scripts folder, right? If anyone missed it, I could just repeat the step. No one missed it? Hey, we got a winner. Where art thou? Where are you? Oh, okay, you got 911. So scripts, double click. You there? Okay, and then double click lab users. That's it. So double click lab users and it's raining users now. So if you add 1000 more names in that file, it's gonna keep on creating those accounts in.
Since these files are digitally signed, why would it stay that?
Not digitally signed,
Yeah.
and it doesn't let you go ahead.
Correct.
Did you open the command, the PowerShell with administrator privileges? Run as administrator? Okay, that's the first one. So let's check where it is, but let me just go. So what is the proof that they are created? Resume. So what's the proof and where to go? Yes, sir. For still working for a majority of us, but for those it is giving error. You need to run one more command before running that, and that is set-execution policy unrestricted. So it is set here. Is it big enough? Or so set-exe and press tab here, execution policy. It will autofill that, and then unrestricted res and press tab, and it's gonna autocomplete that too. Enter. When you enter, just type Y and then go for, then press enter again. Now after running this, you could try that script again and it should work. It shouldn't give that error, at least. So is it good? Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, so let's get going, and I'll just check. So first of all, what's the proof that the users have been created? So we can just go to Active Directory and computers. There's that new OU created, which is called Exchange Users. So tools, Active Directory users and computers. So it will be easier to create than mailboxes for all these users. So Exchange Users container should be showing, or OU should be showing there now with all those accounts. So these are just the usernames, and we can, and the password, default password here is password1 with capital P. So the password of all the users here is password1 with capital P, or in the script you can change that too. You can just modify your script the way you want. So the users have been created here. I'm just gonna go back and check here, and it's still step 8 of 15. Woo. Okay, so the users have been created by everyone? Yes. Okay, thank you for the reply. Anyone not able to create? Okay, so I'm just gonna continue with the slide and some more points here before we start actually creating. Well, if my Exchange installs today. Step 8. After 9, I think it goes faster. Well, okay, so there is that. So what is Exchange 2013? We already talked about, but anyone right now there are 3 models with which Exchange 2013 is deployed: on-premise, and cloud, and hybrid. So if you go for these this design, these types of deployment models, so we would be looking at Office 365 for that, and I already requested actually so that we all should have a subscription to Office 365. So we are in the process of getting that, so we could connect our exchange, local exchange, to Office 365 cloud, which is an in-demand skill in the market. So on-premise is what we are doing here in our data center. You can have Exchange servers here, and if it is hybrid, so hybrid would be that you have Office 365 subscription here in the cloud. Okay, this is kind of a cloud. So you can have that Office 365 here, Office 365. Nowadays, this is very there are many job opportunities that ask for administration of Office 365 here, and so if you say that it is hybrid, so half of the some of the accounts, some of the mailboxes are of the company are residing, mailboxes of the company are residing on the cloud, which is Microsoft product is Office 365. Google's cloud is Google Apps, and there they have Gmail, and so on. Other products, other companies have also those products. So the company would be, your company would be connected to Office 365, and how to make that connection, there are many steps for that, and a lot of expertise is required. And then there is total cloud, that you only have accounts on Office 365. In one of the contracts in one of the banks there were 86,000 users there, and we were in the process of migrating all the mailboxes to the cloud, to Office 365. 86,000 users on cloud. So that's how serious large companies and governments are to migrate their accounts, mailboxes to the cloud. And because they don't have to then take care of their own data center, they don't have to pay for that data center maintenance, for that security, for raised floor, for air conditioning, for UPS. So this all is done by the big vendors now: Microsoft, Google, Amazon Web Services. So they offer those cloud services, but Exchange 2013 has that built-in feature to be able to connect to Office 365 if you have all the other components properly configured, right? So we can go ahead with, so there is that 3 types of deployment. One is on-premises, and cloud, and hybrid. So hybrid, we already know that some mailboxes are here in the company and some are in the cloud. Capabilities include not only email services but calendar access, scheduling, meeting, and contact management. Also public folders is there, and as soon as the Exchange install, we can just see that too. Also there is that provides anywhere access using browser, mobile device, PC based clients, tablet clients, or even using phone via unified messaging. If we have configured unified messaging, but now it is either Sky for Business or it's Link, but with unified messaging services that are still included inside the that client access server and mailbox server role, you can just connect your email from any of the devices. We're going to try to do that too. Some history of Exchange, starting from MS Mail 3.2 all the way to Exchange 2013. 2016 is a newborn family member. Yeah, okay. But we already saw that there are many versions of Exchange. So Exchange server updates, build numbers, and release dates are available online. that which build numbers are which exchange servers. Exchange 2013 is which build number, and Exchange 2010 is which. So we can talk. So when you install that Exchange server, now what we need to do is, there is that ECP here. So Exchange Control Panel. So the way, right after the installation of Exchange, what I want you to do is that you could just log into, if you had that option checked at the finish page, at the last page, that option was checked. If you uncheck that option and click finish, then you know that browser will not open. But what is that? It is Exchange Control Panel, and inside Exchange Control Panel, or ECP, you can configure the whole Exchange environment, right? So Exchange Control Panel, or ECP, is the first thing that we open. And also, how do we open that? So you can go for https:// even now those whose Exchange server is already installed, you can go to the browser and you can just put this https:// what is the name of your Exchange machine? Server 2, right? So but I think it's server 02-3102. Maybe we type it like this, right? So if you go to your browser right now, if you type this address, but not this only, server 02/ECP. If you put this URL now, you should be able to open the Exchange Control Panel, from where you can see the whole Exchange environment and configure it. The second link that is also working, should be working, is https:// again server 02, the name of your server. Maybe it's just server 02, right? Or maybe it's you know, the way I put it on the day one, server 02-3102/, and the second link is OWA, Outlook Web App. So ECP is the control panel, the dashboard for configuring Exchange environment, and you should have you should be able to log in now. If you have put the correct URL, then it asks for your username and password, right? And username password is our Exchange admin, and the password is a class password. So /ECP is you know, Exchange Control Panel, and from here we can manage our Exchange environment. And OVA is just, you know, browser based email client. So browser based, so you can just send and receive emails, and you should be able to send and receive emails to yourself even. Now we have 390 users, but if you want to check if the mail flow is working internally right now, and it is out of the box, it is supposed to work. So you can just open your browser with /OVA address, and then it will ask for credentials again, login from Exchange admin and the password, and then try to send email to yourself by, in the to address, put your Exchange admin as the address, and then try to log in. But let me check if oh, it's 11, step 11 or 15. So are these URLs working for everyone? Yes. Okay, thank you for that. So if you go for these links, are they really opening something? OVA is not working? ECP is working? ECP is, OVA is also opening? Oh, okay. Huh? Logon also works. Okay. A local host. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, localhost also works. And we're gonna change it to actual FQDN as well. If you just put the whole domain name as well, it's gonna work as well. Guys, if you have logged into ECP, then you can sign out and then try to sign in from OVA, right? Or OWA. So it should then be working with these URLs. You should be able to see, you know, the email client there, your Exchange admin password, the small ABC, capital ABC, 123, right? Everyone is able to open ECP, right? But nobody is able to open OWA, right? OWA. You're able to open. Cool. You're able to. Okay. Okay. OWA as well, right? So this is just an email client, browser-based email client. You can just email to yourself right now or to any other user that we just added. We added 390 users, right? So everyone is able to open ECP? Oh, come on. Excuse me. 11. So these are the two URLs that show that Exchange is internally working right now. But try to send email to Exchange admin. You can, if you are logged in from OVA, you can just try to send email to yourself. Just put your mailbox or a username here, Exchange admin, and try to send email to Exchange admin through which you logged in. So this is the same user. If you're able to receive email, this means the Exchange mail flow is also working. Internally, Exchange is working if you are able to send email to your own username, which is Exchange admin, right? If you go to 2 in OVA, then you can just put whichever address you want to send email to, right? So you can just put your own Exchange admin there, right? So if when you press send, it should not the email should not go to draft folder. It should be in the sent items folder, and then ultimately to inbox, right? So when you try to send an email and if it is in the draft folder, that's not good. If it's in the sent items folder, this means mail flow of your Exchange environment is okay, right? So it should be in the sent items folder instead of the drafts folder. If it's in the drafts folder, you can also press F5, try to refresh that. Exchange admin, just type Exchange in the 2 area, just type Exchange admin. It's going to, because it's an Active Directory account, so it's going to search that mailbox inside Exchange environment. So everyone is able to send email? So try to send email to your own username, Exchange admin. That next instruction here as well. If email, so email is supposed to be in the email is supposed to be in the sent items folder. If it is in drafts folder, I mean, if you receive the email, it should be in the sent items, right? It should be actually in your inbox. If it is in drafts folder, then disable internet NIC, network interface card, from both servers. Only disable internet network card, VMnet 8.1, right? So if it is in sent items, this means it has reached your inbox as well, right? If the email you sent to yourself to the Exchange admin account, right? So this means the mail flow is working fine.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So as soon as you disable the internet, okay, great. So disabling the internet card is going to work.
The second part.
So if it is in drafts folder, just disable your internet connection on both servers and then send the email again, and it's gonna work, right? So it's going to work. Otherwise, if your Exchange server is on internet, it's not going to work now. Like if VMnet 8 is taking Exchange to the Humber DSL router DNS, right? So the second network card has the DNS of Humber DSL router, right? So the second network card has to be disabled right now. So internal email could work perfectly, right? So if VMnet 8 is disabled or removed, then try email again and it should work. You should be seeing that email in your inbox, right? Yes. Yes, sir. But okay. Oh, in both servers you're trying to log in from the browser, right?
Well, like I'm not at the same time simultaneously.
Yeah.
But when I do it on the second one, it just refreshes the first one.
First one is okay. So in second one, yeah, it's the same account you're logging in from still, right? So try to sign out from one and then try to sign in from one. You did that. Okay, then close the browser and try it again. Oh, then that browser, yep, maybe, in Microsoft, when weird things happen, then we restart. But okay, so I'm just gonna check my screen here. Oh, finally it's done. Okay, so I'm about to cry. So guys, it's Exchange for mine is done, so I'm just gonna show you all that which I was saying. Launch Exchange Administrator Center after finishing Exchange setup. Yes, that's a good idea. So I'm just gonna select this button, right? So I'm just gonna continue from here. Exchange server is installed for me finally, so finish. It's going to this area right now, and it is showing over here, right? And in my case, I had to create a new server, so my server is server 3. Don't be confused about that. In your case, it is server 2, right? So I'm just trying to go for ECP first, as I was asking. So this is the link that I was asking you to go to. So ECP or Exchange Control Panel, and once inside, so we have to just put the domain name and password here. So exchange domain /exchange admin and the local password, the class password, and it's asking for a time zone. And then save. So this is the Exchange control panel with all those options here, all those areas of configuration. Recipients is there, permissions, compliance management, organization, protection, mail flow, mobile, public folders, unified messaging. So anyway, since everyone is trying the email as well, so let me just show you that too. Before coming back to this ECP, because most of the work we're going to be doing in ECP, right? So here I'm just going for that second link, for which is OVA, https:// in my case it is server 03, in your case server 02, and I'm just typing OWA. When I press enter here, well, it's logged in because I'm already logged in with the ECP, so it logged me in from OVA as well. But in OVA, I would want to check if the mail flow is working. So inside this, I'm just gonna go for new email here, and in the to area I'm just gonna put the exchange. Well, maybe it's just the starting. I want it to be searched. If it's a mailbox already created, then it should be able to search that as well. Yes, it does. So if you're somehow forgetting the spellings, then you can just type the first few words and it's going to search that mailbox for you. Then we're just testing a mail flow here. Internal mail flow should be working out of the box right after the successful installation of Exchange. So here I'm just putting subject as test, and in the other area as well, tests, and click send. So it is landing in the drafts folder, which means it's not coming in the inbox. It's just going to sit there because internal mail flow is seeing that there is a wrong DNS server guiding this Exchange server to the the physical network. Yep.
When you said that, do you want server 2 or 1?
I could do that on anyone. It's a browser based, so within the Active Directory environment it could be 2 or 1, doesn't matter. But it's just sitting in the drafts folder. So I'm just going to remove or disable the network card for, so in the classes normally what I do is I only remove it, because it's going to create more confusion when we are trying to configure some more advanced options here. And if you still have that network card available, it's going to give you some problems. So settings, I'm just clicking on VMnet 8 and I'm removing it because Exchange is installed. That's what we needed it for. Later when we do need it, we're gonna just add that adapter again. Right now I'm just removing that, and I would recommend that please do remove that VMnet 8 adapter. It's gonna create more confusion. So press OK. On server 2 I removed it, so I'm just gonna remove it on server 1 as well if it is there. Nope, it's not there already, so I'm good. So this means that okay, server 2 I have removed that. Now I need to just check that mail flow again. Okay, on server 3 I opened it, sorry. So yeah, here I opened it, but it doesn't matter where we open, right? As long as we're in the Active Directory forest, we're good. Any machine browser would open this for you. So I'm just gonna try to send that email again after closing this. So refresh. Yep, it's no longer in the drafts folder, but then I'm expecting it in the sent items or in the inbox, or I'll just resend that. Well, it's in the sent items, which is good. So well, if it's not reached in the inbox yet, I'll refresh or press F5 again. Not there. So sent items, I'm just gonna resend or just send a total new email. So right click and create rule. Sorry, okay, reply, send. So it should be in your inbox. F5. Keep refreshing the browser. As long as it's not in the drafts folder, it's gonna come there one day or Monday or Sunday. Okay, it's not showing up yet, so I'm just gonna start create a new email. Exchange admin, now it detects it because it has cached it. And then test2 send, and it's not in the drafts folder, but it's not in the inbox as well. It's a stubborn one. There's a second one in the sent items, but it should be in the inbox then. I'm sending it to myself, right? Refresh, yeah. The key to success is refresh. Oh, seriously. Okay, one day it's gonna come there, or Monday. Okay guys, so well, this is OWA, but let's just go for ECP here. That's where we need to be familiar with a lot of stuff here. Let's quickly create, let's check our database let's check our recipients. Where are the mailboxes of all the users? So recipients area, it has, so everyone in the ECP, please let's go to ECP first. Okay, so here mailboxes, we have just one mailbox here, right? But we have 390 users there, so we are supposed to have here mailboxes for all the users, right? Or we intend to do that. So there is that PowerShell command, and that has to be also run inside the Exchange PowerShell, right? So there's a Exchange PowerShell and there's a Windows PowerShell. So we can, so all the Exchange related commands will be running inside the Exchange PowerShell. Now the first target would be all 390 users must have a mailbox. So right now when you see here recipients and mailboxes, there's just one mailbox. So after we are done with that creation of 390 mailbox, there should be 390 mailboxes, right? So let's start doing that. If the Active Directory users is there, so first let's just do it with the graphical interface, then we go for PowerShell, so we get to know both ways to do it. So let's just so everyone's seeing this plus sign. So on that plus sign, go for a user mailbox, right? But there's a linked mailbox here as well. Linked is for that if you have a profile on LinkedIn.com, then just kidding. Okay, so linked mailbox is that if you have another forest and you want to link your Active Directory user to the other forest, which is the resource forest, account forest and the resource forest, right? So you can link your Active Directory user to the mailbox of the other forest, but that's what we're going to create later. But here, and it has nothing to do with LinkedIn, right? .com. Okay, so user mailbox, let's just create that. Okay, there's that existing user. Let's just create one user's mailbox with the graphical interface, so it is already existing. We later we're going to create new user as well, but if it is existing, then let's go for browse here, right? So existing user and browse. So now you see a full list of all the users. So let's go for Alan Reed here and double click it. Double click Alan Reed, double click. So now you see that in existing user, it is already there. So if we go, so first of all we selected that, then we can go down. Do we see more options here? So more options is that which database you want to create that user in. If you don't select any, it's going to automatically select itself. Right now there is only one database inside which we can create our mailbox. So if we click browse just to see that database, so click browse. If we're gonna later create multiple databases, 3 or 4 databases. Right now when Exchange has created a default database, it has these random numbers. Later we're going to properly create database with proper names, and we're going to put those in those drives which we created for the dedicated drives for databases. Right now it's a default database and we can only select that. You have to have a database to create a mailbox, right? You cannot create a mailbox without a database. So let's just keep it selected. That's the only choice we have. Just wanted to see if it is or not. So existing user and the database. So click save. Okay, click save. The archive and address book policy are the later topics here. So second mailbox should be available now, apart from that one. Okay, so we have another mailbox here, right? So everyone is supposed to see that, right? Everyone seeing that? There's a no. There should always be yes. Okay, so Alan Reed, well, if you follow the procedure, it should be easy, right? Okay, so let's create 390 mailboxes with PowerShell. So this was one with graphical interface and existing user. If you have to do that, all 390. So if I ask you to create 390 users mailbox with this procedure in graphical interface, anyone knows how much time you will take? 1 hour?
About 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
I attempt because I say no.
Okay. So, okay. So let's go for PowerShell. 5 seconds or 5 hours? Okay. So let's go for PowerShell. So inside, so let's go to the bottom of this. Let's go to the bottom of this. No, just put it down here. The scroll bar and click this blue icon for Windows. Everyone here? Now this everyone is supposed to see this error. It's error or arrow? So error. Okay. So anyway, hey, I know it's 5 o'clock. We're like exhausted now. Error. So do you see here Exchange? Yep, I do. So do you see here Exchange and with the Exchange icon with the PowerShell small icon? Let's open that. See? Yeah. That is like there's an icon in the middle as well, blue icon. No, it's okay. It's 5 o'clock, I know. So, okay. Now, let's just go for get mailbox. Oh, sorry. Get mailbox should just get us 2 mailbox, right? Well, third one is already available here as a discovery search mailbox, but we're gonna talk about it later. So get mailbox command just gives that. Now enable mailbox is also an other command. So enable dash mailbox. Let's just first check it out if it's going to give us any error. Yeah. Get mailbox for get mailbox. Like so what's the error? You can read that or no? First, for now it's just get dash mailbox. So enable mailbox, if we just type that, now it's asking for enable for who, right? So if we know the name, so this is still step by step we're going. So there are 390 names, we can just choose any other name now, right? This is just for one name, this is not creating mailbox for all. So there's another command that's going to create for all. So when it asks for identity, I can just quickly go to server 1 here and go to tools here and Active Directory users and computers. Just want to grab one name here, Exchange users. There is some smaller name. Okay, Alice.Mullins, Anna Hayes. Okay, Alice. Anyone, just choose anyone. Alice.Mullins, as long as the spellings are correct. .Mullins. Okay, that mailbox is created. So this is like if you just want to create one mailbox, put in your mailbox and then this, right? Now there is another command that's going to create the mailboxes for all of those, and that's what we want here. So wait up. I already started that task, otherwise it's coming on the day 2. You know what, instead of looking in those let me just enable dash mailbox for OU users. So I'm just gonna, instead of looking at the slides, I'm just going for enable all mailboxes in a specified OU. So this is a sample. Let's just quickly create that and call it a Sunday. Okay guys, so this is it. So let me just make it bigger. So let me just modify it for you quickly. So we're enabling Mailbox for all the users that are in a specific OU, right? We don't have to even go for database. So I'm just going to modify this quickly for you, so you could just type it and try and let me know. Notepad. So there's that command that you need to give. Oh, it's too big. Okay, so this is the, so here remove this, you don't have to use this, right? And go for exchange users here. Make sure the spellings are correct, and that's it. So if you use this in the exchange PowerShell, did you run that? Okay, so just go ahead and put it in the exchange PowerShell. If your spellings are correct for the exchange users, then it should be creating mailboxes for every user account inside the exchange users organizational unit, right?
How about the one that we created already? It will skip it?
It will skip it. It will, if it gives a red error, this means if you read that, it's going to say that it's already exists. We created 2 mailboxes already, so it's going to give error for those that it exists. So other than those, if it's creating others, this already means that the existing one it cannot create. So yeah. Oh, check your domain controller, check your firewall. No, the firewall is off. Firewall on both machines are off. And because if it cannot find GC, that's communication, basic communication. So it try to ping the name, because it will access the GC by name. So I'm just going to quickly run this script just for the video, so we could just see the result. Okay, I'll just get user. It's not pasting again. Sorry. So get dash user, and guys, what was the minus organizational unit? Organizational unit. Exchange users and pipe, and then enable mailbox. Enter. So when we enter this command, yes sir, yes ma'am. Okay. Oh. Okay guys, so this is how it is creating all the mailboxes. Let me just put it to pause.